guys, so today I'm going to teach you how to cut green onions and store them. Pro tip, how much should green onions cost? Where do I get them from? So green onions in Ohio, where my parents are from, are 3 bunches for $1 typically. Here in Maryland, they're more expensive. They can be around $1.50 or $2 for a bunch. So I found that Aldi's has the best price for them. These were 75 cents each, and they have a pretty significant amount in them. Have a Gordon food service near you. They also sell a really big bag, probably equivalent to this, that you can get and chop and freeze and store like I like to do. This is an essential that I often use in a lot of different Afghan foods, so I like to chop and store them and have them on hand. And today I'll show you how to do that so that it makes your cooking a lot easier during the week. Things first, I'm gonna go ahead and chop the heads off of all of these, clean the skin off, and then put them together for chopping. Alright, so I have now cleaned, cut off the tips of these, cleaned off the excess skin over them, any of the dead leaves, and I'm going to wash these real quick and prepare my board for chopping. So this is my setup. I have a giant bowl here that I will put my chopped green onions into when they're done being chopped. The ones that I have to wash again and chop in another grouping are over there, but I put a lot together because you'll see my technique. It's actually easier to chop the green onions. If you don't do them in small groupings, you can do a lot in a small, in a lesser amount of time. So this is the finished product of chopping all those green onions. We are going to give this a wash. I will show you how I wash my green onions. This is a pretty important step. We're going to cover it in water and then lift the green onions out and put them in a separate bowl or the Ziploc bag, which we'll be storing them in. So many different uses for green onions. First of all, let me just show you. I filled this bowl with water all the way. I'm going to lift my green onions out, place them in this other bowl, and continue the process until I have them all out, only because a lot of these greens from the ground will have dirt, and I don't want those dirt particles to come out with it. If I drained the water, it would carry the dirt with it, and then this way I'm ensuring that that doesn't happen. I have taken the majority of the green onions out, drained them into this water, and you can see the dirt that I was talking about. It's quite a bit that you'd be surprised. Even though we had washed our green onions before chopping, green onions need a lot of washing, again, because they're a root from the ground. So just be sure to use this method, so otherwise we would have accidentally drained that dirt with our green onions into them if we had just spilled the bowl over to empty it of water after washing. Now that we have our green onions ready, I've pulled out these gallon-sized Ziploc bags, which I'll be using to store the green onions. This way I only have to go through this process of chopping, cleaning, all of that once, and then I have bags of these available in my refrigerator for use for throughout the week. So what I've done here is I have split my green onions in thirds. Two are in those Ziploc bags. One is in this bowl. This bowl will be used for chapli kabob later tonight. And these bags will be used later in this week for other dishes that I'll be making. How I preserve them in this Ziploc, as you see this one is done, is I've ripped off paper towel to select size pieces, placing them in here. The reason we do this is so that it collects the moisture that's there from the green onions, and it helps preserve them for a longer period of time in your refrigerator. If you don't do this, they may rot early. We did chop them and wash them, and it's gone through a lot. And you want to make sure that they last long if you put in all that effort. So, the trick is a piece of paper towel in there with them. Oh. And make sure you seal this airtight. I love my Ziploc bags. I have them in all sizes, and I use them for so many things in my home. They're just really handy. I will now label these and date them so that I know when they were cut and made. That way if I forget when they're in the fridge, I know how fresh they are.